Sup guys, it's your boy Justin here with another graphic novel review. Today we're reviewing Mighty Marvel Masterworks X-Men Volume 1, The Strangest Superheroes of All. Apparently you can only get these from your local comic book store. This goes for 15 US, 22 Canadian. Collects the first 10 issues of X-Men, written by Stan Lee and art by Jack Kirby. Jack the King Kirby. So yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about the original X-Men run. A lot of people say to skip it and then just go straight to the Claremont run, which these characters premiered in 1963. And holy crap, they went through some growing pains. You can obviously tell. Which, if you ever want, I recommend checking out that Anime Snob's reviews for these comics, because he points out a lot of the, like a lot of stuff I didn't know, like how the X-Men first started off as a Doom Patrol ripoff, apparently. And yeah, they obviously did not have good idea, like, what to do with the characters. Because, like, Iceman at first is, like, covered in snow. Everybody has, like, a crush on Jean Grey, including the professor, which gets dropped. Hank starts off like he's very much starts off like as like the Thing, where like he has more like a Ben Grimm personality, and then it's like not till like later issues where they give him like he starts talking like the intellectual, which is kind of cringe. I kind of like how he was before, which they're all supposed to be teenagers in this book, though. Bobby's supposed to be 16. The others are like supposed to be like, I think Jean Grey's 17. The others they don't say their ages, but they're supposed to be teenagers. So, and Bobby's supposed to be youngest, so somewhere between 18 and 19. But yeah, the story, which everybody should know what the story of the X-Men is. This is before all the kind of woke stuff that's been going on with the X-Men, which, yeah, it is a little bit of like, people fear what they don't understand, right? Because there is some of that, but it starts off with like, hey, we're here the X-Men are here to protect humanity from the evil mutants, which is at first Magneto, and then they introduce other evil mutants, which is Mastermind, who can create illusions. You got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and Toad. Yeah, here what they have, and like it's funny how like you have like Scarlet Witch is in green costume and Quicksilver's in blue. In the actual comic, he's green and she's red. But yeah, there you see the evil mutants, where they also fight this guy named the Vanisher in this stupid costume, and they fight the Blob, who was going to. They invited him over to join the team, only for him to refuse, and that like Xavier freaks out and has the X-Men like attack the Blob. So like that, because they're like, oh no, he's gonna he's gonna expose our secret identities, right? Oh my god. You also have cameos from like, you get like, special appearances by Namor and the Avengers, and then Ka-zar, which I wasn't expecting the Savage Land to be in like, issue 10. Oh my, I didn't know like the Savage Land was gonna be that early on. But yeah, the comic book, the series starts off a little jank, where it's like they obviously, like, they were still getting, it was going through growing pains. But it gets better as it goes along. Because you do have this like great cast of characters, where you got Scott, who they first call him Slim. They first introduced him as Slim Summers. So if you ever wondered what was the whole thing with Wolverine jokingly calling him Scott Slim, because that was originally his name until they changed it. Oh my god! Like issues like later on. And for some reason, Xavier has like, is friendly with the government, even though later on they like, the X-Men are like, kind of like not enemies with the government, but well, obviously in the Claremont run, they call Jean Grey's telekinesis teleporting, but then they realize, oh no, that's not actually what that is called. Oh my god! So it's yeah, and there are like problems with the art, like with the colors and like inconsistencies, like at one point like Bobby generates like an ice club and he has it the issue before the panel before he's like, I'm gonna make an ice club. But yeah, there are good things. I kind of like how like I like the whole like dynamic with the bad guys, the evil team of mutants, the evil brotherhood of mutants, which they have Asteroid M. Like Asteroid M they introduced Asteroid M. I'm like, holy crap! I thought that was like a more '90s thing, but they had that back in the '60s. That was pretty cool. But apparently, like Magneto can use his powers for like not only can he run an entire like space station with his powers, but he can like fly ships. At one point he wants to recruit Namor. That's the issue where Namor's in. So he searches the seas with his like by creating like an astral body to search the oceans or whatever. Like, oh my god, I couldn't believe that crap. Let's see if I can show you that. See, here it is. Like Magneto creates like an astral body. And like, what the hell? Using his mind. Apparently he has psychic powers. Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh yeah, but for people who don't know, this is before like Magneto turned out to be the father of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Because like the whole like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are actually good guys, but they're forced to join the Magneto because Magneto saved their lives from like save their lives from their local villagers. You also have this guy Eunice, who's a villain in one issue, where he's a wrestler, and he has this mutant power where like he's basically invulnerable. And how they handled that villain was pretty cool. That's the thing with older comics, is that like actually like newer writers they don't know how to do action scenes. Here it's like the action scenes are way better. They need to read like the older comics, because how they did action scenes back then is like our characters would actually come up with strategies to fight like their enemies. They would actually use their brains. So it's like it kind of at points in this comic book it becomes like a battle shonen where they have to it's not enough to like, oh, we'll just beat the bad guys with our fists and powers. No, we have to think and use our like heads. We have to strategize. So that was cool, obviously. But yeah, it is a little, like I said, it is a little jank, and it is dated. Like there's a lot of white backgrounds at times, all color backgrounds where they use the same color. They have like dated references. Like I think that's Gallagher. I don't know. Was he a thing in the '60s? The guy who would smash watermelons in shows, and that was supposed to be a comedic act. And then the whole thing, and there's also this cool issue where like this guy apparently crippled Professor Xavier. His name is Lucifer. And you have this fight with the Avengers because the Lucifer, Professor X has this like one-on-one like confrontation with Lucifer, but Lucifer rigged a nuclear bomb basically that's powerful enough to destroy the continent. So the X-Men have to stall the Avengers because the Avengers want to basically kill the guy. And honestly, this fight, like, they say right away, like, the Avengers are training them kid gloves. Because, like, literally any one of the Avengers can take out the X-Men at this point. Because they're, like, except for maybe, obviously, Wasp and Captain America. But Iron Man, Thor, Giant Man, yeah, they could have taken out the Avengers easily. Sorry, the X-Men easily. Because they're still new. But yeah, like, great. It's a thing where it starts off kind of crappy, but it gets better as it goes along. And, you know, it's funny how, like, these old comics, nowadays you can finish a comic book in, like, 5 to 10 pages. It took me, like, basically, like, half an hour each to, like, read one of these comics, man. Like, when they say, like, these are novel-length stories, they really are, man. Like, holy crap, because, dude, they do, like, you know, like, I think back then they were paid by word count or something, so, like, they would pack as much, like, you know, text in a bubble as possible. Oh my god. But oh yeah, I also, like, I'm not gonna mention that, but people are like, oh yeah, when people say, like, they retcon Bobby as being gay, and people are like, oh no, if you look at the first issue of X-Men, Bobby had no interest in her, right? Like, later on, he has a crush on her. Okay, at some point they introduced, everybody had a crush on her, just like in Doom Patrol, where everybody on the team had, like, a crush on Elastigirl. They did the same thing here, but they dropped it, including Professor X. But yeah, it's the thing where, like, if I would say of the, I didn't really like Silver Surfer, but this was, like, way better than I thought it was going to be, because, like, how everybody, like, you know, says, like, this version of the team sucks. I liked it. It does get better, guys. It does get better, and I'm definitely going to check out more of these Marvel Silver Age graphic novels. I'm not going to pick up Volume 2 because I ordered the Epic Collection. So it's going to have, like, all 10 issues, probably. And I'm going to try to get I'm going to try to get at least the first, you know, I want the X-Men Epic Collections 1 through 7, and that's it. And I already have 4, 5, and 6, so I ordered 1. That's coming out in April. My comic book guy says Epic Collection Volume 2 of the X-Men might be coming out, so hopefully we'll get to read and review the entire Stan Lee, Jack Kirby run of the X-Men. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. It's a 7 out of 10. It starts off a little slow, not slow, but it starts off a little bit like, you know, they kind of, like, didn't know what they were doing, but as it went on, it got better. They more refined the characters, right, and the stories. Though, like, Angel is kind of useless because all he can do is fly. Oh, that's it for this review, guys. Our next X-Men month not X-Men month. Sorry, we usually review X-Men titles in X-Men month, which is in June. Our next comic book review is going to be Eric Henson's Eden, issues 1 through 4, which is a Alterna Comics comic book, which I've never read any Alterna Comics before. So hopefully it's not going to be as bad as a lot of them look. So that's it for this review, guys. Peace out.